All right, so we got Coach Turner here. Coach Turner, Bryan Turner with Jamal Roberts at St. Mary's High School. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
Senior running back Jamal Roberts at St. Mary's High School. First state champion of St. Mary's High School. How did that make you feel when you heard St. Mary's being a state champion in football?
It made me feel good just to be a part of the first state championship St. Mary's won in football.
So during your middle school, junior high school, JFL years, kind of talk about that leading up until we got to St. Mary's. What was it like in JFL, and when did you start playing football?
I started playing football when I was 6 years old with the St. Louis Hurricanes. My coaches was Coach Battle, and that's like my cousin. And I've been playing all the way until 8th grade year. So I played with the Hurricanes from when I was 6 all the way to middle school. And then when I got into middle school, I started playing with the Junior Pirates, Pattonville Junior Pirates, with my uncle. And we won Super Bowls. We won Super Bowls like all the way up. So we was always competing at the highest level when we was younger. And I was playing defense when I was younger. I was playing middle linebacker, and I was calling the defense when I was 9. So I always kind of had that captain figure and that captain mentality with me. And when I got into high school, I just knew I was gonna be a dog. So just working on like freshman year all the way up to my senior season, knowing I was gonna be a dog, my blessings just like came true.
Right. So like the show right now is called Committed, and so when we say committed, it's a lot of different variables that come with that. So I'm thinking about like the 12-year-old, 11-year-old kid right now that says, okay, I want to play NFL football. Okay, going back to your middle school years, was it ever like a light that clicked on and you just said, man, I was meant to do this is what I wanted to do? Or did you play any other sports growing up to where it was just kind of like, I want to play this, but I'm kind of better at this? So talk about that process of actually picking football.
So I played a lot of sports. It's like all the way down to wrestling. I wrestled when I was in 6th grade. And I came in 3rd place in my division class, like in my weight class. So I was already good, like with my physicality. Like I can move well and just being good, like with my opponents,
right,
like hands on. So by that being said, I did track, so that helped me out with my speed a lot. And then football was just wrestling and track together,
right,
you know. So I was just put that together and just made me a great football player.
Being committed means like, you committed to just doing so much, but a lot of times kids at a young age, because this is going to go out to a lot of young kids right now at, like I said, 11 and 12 years old, who may not know what sport that they actually want to commit to full time. And I'm just trying to get into your head as far as like, what was the process like of me picking one sport over the next? But you kind of touched on that you were kind of good at all different sports, being athletic, right, but you never knew where your athletic skill would take you until you realized, like, man, track, wrestling, man, the physical part of wrestling, and I'm fast, and maybe let me try football. Was that like the process of you kind of picking it?
So I've been playing football since I was 6, so football was the first option, and then I showed my like physical part doing wrestling. And it helped me out being more physical on the field doing football. And like I said, track helped me out with my speed. And by just picking football, like the committed part, they're just being all in, like you all for it for football. So there's like, you just got to be all for it with that one sport.
So one thing that even for folks that are listening and for folks that are looking, I'm at St. Mary's. I work at St. Mary's, and just to see your growth and your development over the years, because you someone that came in the door, and it's funny when we see 14-year-old kids come in and you can kind of say, oh, okay, I see what he on, but watching your trajectory right now being about to become your senior year, man, it's been an amazing process of you watching you grow up, because, I even had conversation with some of the coaches, and it goes back to this being committed, that I know you put work in after school is out. You know what I'm saying? So kind of talk about that as far as you being committed and not just being satisfied with just being, okay, I'm an okay running back my freshman year, okay running back my sophomore year. What gives you the fuel and motivates you to continue to going once you got into high school and you saw how the high school game was when it comes to football?
So I was just patient with myself, just opening up different skill levels. Like I played defense all my life, so when they told me I could play running back when I jumped into as a freshman, I could play running back when I came to high school. I was just unlocking my skill level, like anything. Like basically an athlete once I came there, when I came to high school. So I was just being patient, working on my feet work a lot, and just putting the work in, and just grinding with the older guys. Like you always got to have somebody to look up to on the
that's
team.
Important. Yeah, that's real important.
So by that being said, I was looking up to like Kevin a lot. Kevin was like always in my ear, helping me out and just like pushing me and motivating me to do better and go harder. So by that being said, like I just do the work like off the field, you know. Like after the school hours, like soon as practice is over, I can go get some more work in, like work on the stuff that I need to work on most, like that we didn't do at practice.
So each day you look at it as like not being satisfied, like you trying to get better every single day. Would you say that like that's your whole mindset of, you know, okay, if Monday is like y'all light day and you kind of know within yourself like, man, we really didn't get a whole lot done, I need to go do some more. Is that what motivates you a lot when trying to get better every day?
Yeah, we never satisfied with ourselves. We just always got to go achieve like higher. You know, we got to achieve our goals and go higher than our goals, you know.
Man, and that's real important that, like I said, I want like young folks to hear this, old people to hear this, even any people right now that are in college that are even just kind of continue to work on their craft, to just know like not to be satisfied. What was the conversation like leading up into St. Mary? Because Coach Bethany was someone who, you know, for the longest, my coworker, that's someone that I work with, got a lot of respect for. What was it like doing middle school as far as him either reaching out, seeing your talent, your skill level, and say, hey, I want you to be a St. Mary's Dragon? Or did you have a different outlook on, man, I want to go to this school and be the first one to get something done once I get there?
All right, St. Mary's is like the only private high school that I knew about. And Coach Bethany used to come out to like the JFL games. Like he like almost kin to some of my people. So he used to come out, watch us play, watch the whole team play. So like we was all looking to like going to St. Mary's as a team and just building that program there. Not knowing the other guys that was there already, you know. So we like just me coming there. I came in knowing I was gonna be a dog. Like, so I had to show that dog mentality on the field as a JV player coming into St. Mary's to work my way on to the top. So that's really
so you touched on, so here we have Jamal Roberts from St. Mary's High School, considered probably the best running back in the state, but you didn't right off the bat get the ball on day one. So talk about being patient to like the young up and coming players that are out there who may want to transfer after their first year, or, you know, come into a situation where the coach may say, hey man, you can be real good at this school, but you know, you got to keep working. Talk about that process of day one, maybe 1 or 2 snaps, and now you look at possibly having a breakout. I would consider a breakout senior year with possibly breaking some records at St. Mary's.
So my process was like way different than I thought it was gonna be. Like I was working as a running back on JV, and varsity I touched the field as a DN as a freshman in the playoffs. I wasn't the biggest at all, like, but I had the speed and I was being patient. Like I never knew that I was gonna play DN, but I was physical and fast off the edge. So they just made me like you just gotta work. You know, you never know where you go land. You never know where you go end up at. So I ended up at DN, and I wanted to play running back because I was playing running back at JV.
Oh man, JV, and if folks that are looking at this and listening to this, it was a show to see this boy play at the JV level, because it was just like, man, every time you got the ball was a touchdown. So all right, so go ahead. My fault, I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, so like I worked my way up from being a DN. I was go actually stick to DN. Like I was gonna change my position, but I just kept working on that running back. That running back position was like, it was it. Then I moved to linebacker. Then I moved to safety. Like I was just a defensive player, like all around the board. Then I finally got to my shot. My sophomore year, I finally got my shot. My sophomore year and my junior year, I finally got my shot to play running back and start as a junior. So Like it's all about being patient and working on perfecting your craft. You know.
We got Jamal Roberts here, St. Mary's High School, state champion, St. Mary's. And I mean, it was 90 years, man. 90 years for that school to get a football state championship. And I'm just going to really just talk about just the progression of, for folks that are listening, and, you know, we're here in Dutchtown, you know, we're not too far from St. Mary's High School. But in my head, St. Mary's was always like a baseball, soccer school growing up. And I know that's probably something that, you know, leading up into like your 8th, 9th grade year, you probably didn't know a whole lot about St. Mary's, but from a kid growing up in the city, I always looked at it as being a soccer, baseball school. We get athletes to come into the school within like the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. Okay, one thing that I started to see, the transition, okay, of what we call quote unquote dog athletes, okay, and I heard you say that a couple times. So for those that are listening, you know, I know my definition of what I look for as a coach when I say, man, that kid has heart, he got dog in him. I want to hear your definition of what somebody had, a dog mentality. So coach, break that down for us.
All right, so that dog food, that dog mentality is just like my definition is that it's just like go get it, you know, just go get it. Go be aggressive, you know. Just have that mentality, like you understand what you're doing.
You want it.
You gotta be vicious with it, you know.
Okay, it's right there, and it's me and you. Who want it? Who want it the most?
You gotta be vicious with it, you know. You gotta come out on top. Mm-hmm. So that dog food mentality, like you just gotta go get it.
So let me ask you this: was that learned, or did you feel like you had that in you since you was a little bitty boy? Because you not, and I got mom. Are you a twin, or you a set of twins?
I am a twin.
All right, so let's talk about this. So a twin, it's always gonna be a competition, okay? Mm-hmm. So when you got that mentality, and I want to make sure that, and for the listeners, is that learned, or do you innately have that in you growing up, that dog mentality? Talk about that.
I just had that growing up. Me and my brother, we had that growing up together. Me and my twin, always at it, like. Always at it with each other.
Steel sharpening steel.
Yep. Like we like pushing each other to be the best. Mm-hmm. Not even knowing it. Like just on accident.
Right.
So like he wanna be the best, I wanna be the best. So who gonna be the best? You gotta have that dog mentality.
So is it safe to say, and through some folks' eyes, maybe some other coaches, growing up, was your brother better than you growing up?
Once upon a time my brother was better than me. Okay. He was better than me. Like he was the talk. Like when we played JFL, like 6 all the way up to he broke his leg. He broke his leg in middle school.
Right.
But JFL, he was the talk around the whole St. Louis.
Still dog mentality. Yes, you know.
He had it, but I had that dog mentality on defense. John, my twin, John, he had nothing but speed, the vision. He had everything a running back wanted back then, you know. And I just had that. I'm knocking the person's head off, you know?
Right. Shout out to John, though, man. Yeah. John, man, we can't wait to see you on the field this year, too. So, but I wanted to make sure that we got that across as far as that dog mentality, because, you know, a lot of people, you know, and I see it from the basketball world. They come inside the gym, get a couple of shots up, on Instagram, they snapping their picture, you know, and they feel like they just did a whole lot of work, okay? Give me a definition of Jamal Roberts, a workout, and where you feel like that, okay, if I get this workout in, man, I'm willing to take a picture and show folks, look, I just got it in. So break that down. What does a workout look like for Jamal Roberts for you to be satisfied with?
I gotta be almost passed out after my workout. I gotta be drained. Can't even feel my legs no more.
So what are you doing? You doing weights? You doing speed? You doing agility? Like what are you doing?
I like to do a whole lot of agility and perfecting my craft and my feet work. That's what I need the most. So I like to do a lot of that. A lot of what's it called? A lot of
plyometrics.
What's it called?
Abs, core.
When you trying to preserve your energy. What's it called? Endurance. There we go.
Okay, endurance. So you working on your endurance.
On my endurance a lot.
So you going to the max until the tank is empty, and then I'm gonna try to go a little bit more.
Keep going. That's the only way you go get better. That's the only way it's gonna help. It's gonna make you stronger, make your lungs stronger, make your core stronger. Like I like running with parachutes a lot, weight vests. I like doing all that.
So for athletes that are listening right now, Jamal just gave y'all a little sneak peek in some of the things that y'all need to be doing or investing in if you want to get up to this level. So being, 18 years, well, you 17, 18?
17, I'll be 18.
All right, so 17 years old, okay. You're looked at as a role model, whether if you want to believe it or not, or even look at it right now, or picturing. But it's going to be some 8, 10-year-old JFL kid looking up to you, and you're a role model. And I mean, it's a lot of pressure with that. But I want you to kind of talk about what are some of the challenges that you think like teens are faced with today when it comes to we hear a whole lot of negative things in the news, especially about y'all age demographics. But like I said, me being around people like yourself, your brother, the St. Mary's family, man, it's kids out here that's doing positive things that may not get that shine and that light from their perspective. What do you think the challenges are for the youth today that's kind of stagnate them to accomplish a lot of their goals? And it may not just be in football.
I think some of the challenges are like as far as coming one as a team. It's not like a me thing and team. Y'all got to play together, play hard together, push each other. Like they got to push each other. Like if you don't see the next person working, tell them, hey, get this together. Push them, push them to be the highest. Not just look at them and like, he trash or something like that. You gotta, work with them. Be one as a team,
Do you feel like the seniors from this past year did that to you coming in, making sure that look, don't get satisfied. You got to keep working.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Give me some examples and some stories or some things that happened that made you say, oh man, you may have not been feeling good one day, or you needed some motivation to get through a work. Some of the things that somebody might have said something to you.
Man, Kev said one practice, like, so how we got that one room, the AD room, they got
right.
the little, so he was like, you never know, like, you be practicing like real bad or just joking around in practice. You never know. It could be a college coach right there behind the windows. You never know. This could be your offer, your scholarship right here, paid for. And I just took that like for advantage to just work hard. After that, I work hard all the time.
Because you never know who watching.
You never know who watching you.
And that's huge, because not only that, you never know who watching you on the field, but again, when you walk out these doors, and that's kind of where I wanted you to kind of touch on just a little bit. Let's say if a kid not playing sports right now, what does he need to do to get to a level where he feeling confidence with just maybe even going out trying to get a job or just doing something productive? Because we all have friends that are not into the things that we into. And you don't want to make them feel less than because they're not playing something. So what's some motivative words that you can give to somebody that's not playing sports right now to have them, to encourage them to keep going on and do something positive with themselves?
Just be yourself. Don't be a follower. Don't lead by example. My dad tell me that all the time. Lead by example. Don't be like the next person. Find a job, make your mom proud, your granny proud, whoever you stand with, make them proud. Do something for the community. Like, it's a lot to do for the community right now.
A legacy, leaving a legacy behind. Because like right now, what's your number 20?
Number 20, Doug.
So you should be right now, have it in your head. What is it gonna look like to have that ceremony when nobody else is gonna wear number 20? You know what I'm saying? And then inspire the next generation. Maybe that freshman coming in the door. I know I can't wear number 20, but maybe I need to put number 22 on or 24 on or something like that, because I saw Jamal come in and break all type of records. You know what I mean? So is legacy a big thing for you?
Legacy is a big thing. I try to make a name for myself. I kind of already did make a name for myself, and I just want to like inspire all the young guys. Like 20 ran through my family. It ran down through my family. And that's just a number we've been rocking with through my family. And just to lead that legacy, like, through my family, I want to lead it through everybody. Like, I want everybody wearing number 20, So you got 20, you a dog, what I'm saying? They gonna have that dog mentality. If you got 20, you must be a dog, So that's what I kind of want to lead that legacy behind.
All right, so we heard with Jamal Roberts, number 20, St. Mary's High School, man, running back, best running back in the state champion. I mean, you got a whole bunch of like accolades and achievements. What's one accolade and achievement that stands out more than anything so far in your career that you can kind of look back on and say, man, I put my stamp on this right here?
One of my achievements, I could say, in my career, as far as football and academic, I kept my GPA where I need to be, to get that scholarship, that athletic scholarship.
Right,
he kept that GPA where I need to be to get the scholarship, and like athletic scholarship, not just the academic, the athletic scholarship, and going to school for free. Like that was the whole goal, to go to school for free,
right.
Graduate high school, like finish high school. Everybody finish high school, like just get your diploma, and then if you can go on to the next, go ahead, try it. College not for everybody, but go ahead, try it.
Right, and I think, that's real important that you say that college is not for everybody, but at the same token, how good, it's always nice to be able to set yourself up. Like we, depending on our legacy as far as like, we're not picked what family we're born to. Mm-hmm. So we may be, hit with some hardships in our family. And so, when you hear the generations of all the, let's say the wealthy families for whatever that's get passed down, some of those kids have like a head start when it comes to just life when they get out here. How much, it's a big burden that's taken off your parents' back to where they can look at it and just say, well, I know that this right here is going to be paid for. So when he graduates or, when he finishes up school, now here we go, we got some money for him to buy a house or money for him to get a car. So talk about just that head start that you would get just by focusing, doing some hard work now, but it's going to pay off later on down the line. Talk about that just a little bit.
Yeah, the whole purpose was, like I said, was to get to school for free. And it just take weight off my parents and the family in general. It just take weight off them, so they ain't gotta pay nothing, like not even a dime. They ain't gotta pay nothing. So that's what I'm really blessed for. You gotta thank God at the end of the day.
That's right.
So like it wasn't always easy. So we had to get out the mud, like you said, right. And not just on the field that made me a dog, things that I experienced in life.
Without a doubt. No, that's just an ingredient. It's one of the ingredients that's put into your life to make you who you are. Yeah. Because it's one of those things where, you know how hard you work to get to this point. Mm-hmm. So no matter what, can't nobody take nothing from you. You see what I'm saying? Do that make sense?
That makes sense.
And it's gonna make it even more satisfying when you reach your goal. And whatever your goal may be to graduate college. Your goal may be to, have a family, start your legacy. Your goal may be to, a top NFL pick. I don't know. But at the same time, all of these things have prepared you to this point to where you're going to be successful in no matter what you choose to do because you laid that foundation down already. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So the show is called Committed. And like, again, committed means you committed to your craft, committed to doing everything that you say you want to do in order to have the performance and the outcome. You worked hard in the grades. So even when the school came in to say, all right, Jamal, here, we want to offer you a scholarship. Talk about that process. Do you remember who your first offer was from?
My first offer was from Arizona State University, yeah.
So let the audience know, what was it like to have that feeling, to have that phone call or a coach reach out and say, Jamal, hey, man, we've been watching you. We want to offer you this scholarship.
Yeah, I was on my way to work, so I got like.
What was you working at?
I was working at Rocket Jump.
I was going to say, we don't have to advertise, but go ahead. You was working at Rocket Jump.
They go advertise me back. Watch it.
There you go.
And I was working at Rocket Jump in Shrewsbury. Make sure y'all go down there. Go ahead, get y'all little jump in. But yeah, I was working at Rocket Jump, and I was on my way to work. I was in the car with my mom. She was taking me to work. And Coach P, he not the coach there no more. I think he coaching with Arizona right now, Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
So he had reached out to me, and he was like, Jamal, I just want to let you know you got an official offer. And I was just like shocked. Like I had that feeling go through my body. Like, dang, it only take one. Like, it only take one. So like, dang, I got a school paid for. Like, I ain't gotta worry about it. I'm going to college for free. Like,
right.
Like, dang, and I go play football at a good level, conference level. Right. So I was just like, dang, like, I felt myself like just get geek, It just feel good.
And what year was this? Your sophomore year?
Yeah, it was my sophomore year.
Beginning of your sophomore year, end of the sophomore year?
It was
after the season.
I want to say the end of sophomore year because it was around track season. So,
okay, all right.
Yeah, it was like the end of sophomore year.
And so it was a snowball effect after that. You get that one, then it's kind of like you get that next one, and then now you kind of you setting yourself up now, like to I know how to handle this, and being appreciative of even that first one. Mm-hmm. So now you know how to set yourself up when however many more come, you starting to look at it as like, man, I got to be my own business. Did you ever start thinking about the business aspect once you got that first offer? Like, man, I can't be playing around no more. It's official now.
Yeah, that's when it was time to handle business. That's when like you couldn't be satisfied with yourself. Like I said that with a lot of guys on my team, because a couple guys on my team got a lot of offers, and they realized like, you know, it ain't just football no more. It's bigger than football.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just knowing that it was bigger than football, like we just had to get on our A game, make sure everything was sharp, make sure we doing our jobs, you know, working out, working hard all the time, and like just accomplishing our goals, you know, because that's everybody goes, especially when they playing football.
You know? It's to get it paid for, so it's just like you already got that free money, but again, not being satisfied.
Don't be satisfied.
So soon as you get those first couple, how did Mizzou start coming into the picture? So kind of talk about that just a little bit.
I want to say Mizzou was my last offer. So Mizzou, they always been recruiting me though. They was recruiting me. I had a lot of schools recruiting me.
Rightfully so, because I mean it's hometown boy, state boy, and you putting in work, and y'all winning state.
Right.
Played down there in the state championship game.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So like they've been recruiting me, watching out, keeping an eye on me, talking to me almost every day, showing a lot of love. And went down there on the OV, and the family was loving it. We was all loving it. It was like we was liking what we was hearing, and like I didn't need another official visit to know like where I need to go to school at, you know. So that's like pretty much how Mizzou came involved. On top of all of my other offers, you know. I'm really big on relationship with coaches and how they treat me and how they treat my family, you know, because my family gonna always be there at the end of the day.
Well, what else can you say about what's the best advice where that you can say a coach gave you that kind of got you to this point right now? Or a coach or a player, or just the best advice overall?
The best advice that my coaches gave me, I'm going to go with, I got a lot of them. So it's like, told me, he told the team, practice hard, game easy. You know, you practice hard, your game going to be easy. And then, like, practice how you play. You know, if you play like that in the game, you got to practice like that. That's only how you going to make yourself and your teammates better. So.
Man, Jamal Roberts, man, St. Mary's High School, best running back in the state, man. Thank you for being committed. Appreciate that, man.
Thank you.